If you enjoy podcasts like this, you should check out our other shows on Health Podcast Network. For example, Medicine in America, hosted by Anthony Manson and Todd Harrington, shares the stories of physicians, other healthcare professionals, and industry leaders who are changing the way we deliver care. There's an episode that you should check out called Primary Care Reimagined with Subscription-Based Preventative Care Model. It's an inspiring call for a paradigm shift in primary care. All of their episodes highlight innovative ideas at the forefront of the movement to transform our healthcare system. Check out Medicine in America on your favorite podcast platform or visit healthpodcastnetwork.com.
Hey there, leading ladies. Welcome to the Women Physicians Lead podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Lisa Herbert, a two-time best-selling author, speaker, family physician, and executive leadership coach with over 20 years experience of providing primary care and serving as a healthcare leader. If you are a woman physician ready to make a change in your career and have a seat at the leadership table, then you are in the right place. I'm excited to provide you with the crucial skills you need to be a successful leader and strategies to deal with workplace challenges. So put on your headphones and listen as we explore the new world of building women physician leaders. Are you feeling burnt out from the relentless demands of your current position? Do you find yourself questioning if this is truly the career path you want to continue? Are you longing for a purpose-driven career that reignites your passion and brings balance to your life? I'm Dr. Lisa, your host and executive coach, here to guide you through the process of discovering a fulfilling and purpose-driven career. Imagine waking up every day excited about your work, having more time for yourself and your loved ones, and making a meaningful impact in a way that aligns with your values. It's possible, and it all starts with a simple step. I specialize in helping physicians discover their purpose, get clear on their career goals, and prepare for the next best leadership role. This is why I'm offering for a limited time my Career Reinvention Audit Session, designed to provide you with a 30-day roadmap for reinventing your career and thriving as a leader. Click the link in the show notes to schedule your call today. I can't wait to help you thrive. Welcome to today's episode of the Women Physicians Lead podcast, where we empower women physician leaders to excel in their careers and make a lasting impact. I'm your host, Dr. Lisa, and today we are diving into a crucial topic, and that is the power of persuasion and influence and how to establish your authority as a leader. Whether you're leading a team, advocating for patients, or pushing for systemic changes within your organization, mastering the skill of influence is essential. So let's get started. First, we're going to talk about influence. So what is influence? Influence is a fundamental skill that any leader should possess. And as you know, as we always talk about leadership is not a position or a title. So influence is a skill that's important for anyone who inspires others, who are working in their communities to make a change. And you don't necessarily, again, have to have a title or a position. But influence is the ability to guide, to inspire, and to motivate others towards a common goal. And without it, as you probably know, leadership can become an uphill battle. So imagine being in a room full of people, full of maybe decision makers, and you have something important that you want to share that you think will move the needle. You have some expertise, perhaps, that may be important or may be an important part of that conversation. Without the ability to inspire and motivate others to take in your considerations or to think about moving towards that goal, it becomes really difficult if you're not able to do that. So influence is really, really important. And here are some reasons why it's important. Influence is the cornerstone of strong relationships. So building relationships is really important. As leaders, we need to be able to connect with our teams. We need to be able to have a connection with our colleagues and also with stakeholders. So having influence helps us to build that trust, to foster cooperation, which are really, really critical for achieving success. The second reason why influence is so important is that it drives your team's success. So a team approach only works really if you can influence others. Your ability to guide and motivate your team directly impacts their productivity and also their cohesiveness, right? So your team really has to be motivated to want to listen to you in order to get the work done. They have to believe in you. They have to trust you. So influence enables you to align your team with the vision and the goals of your organization, of your practice, or whatever, meeting or group that you may be a part of. The third reason why influence is so important is because it helps to reduce conflict. So effective leaders are able to use influence to mediate and sometimes to resolve conflicts. And we know that conflicts are something that we deal with on a regular basis, right? They're not going away, but we have to be able to manage them. So being able to exert the power or exert influence becomes important when you're trying to manage conflict. So by bringing people together, by encouraging compromise, by fostering understanding, you can really begin to reduce the tensions and create a more harmonious work environment, but also make that a positive work culture as well. The fourth reason why influence is so important is because, as we mentioned earlier, it helps to increase productivity and efficiency. So if you're able to influence, you can help to streamline processes, you can help improve efficiency. And when everyone's on the same page and when everyone is motivated to work towards a common goal, productivity will naturally increase. So when we think about influence, though, there are some challenges that leaders face when they are trying to develop this skill of influence. So it's really important to think about those challenges and to start to think about ways in which we can begin to overcome those challenges. Especially for women, influence tends to be sometimes a thing that that women struggle with. So here are some of the challenges. The first challenge is that gender and sometimes even racial biases, right, hinder the authority of women leaders. So these types of stereotypes can lead to resistance from others, right? They don't want to listen to you, making it harder for you to exert influence. And sometimes that may show up as your knowledge or expertise being questioned. You're constantly asked about what you do and how did you get there. And then it becomes difficult really to get past that or to surpass that stereotype or that bias and then be able to influence. So that's one challenge. The second challenge that women often have when it comes to influence is self-doubt. So imposter syndrome and self-doubt can sometimes undermine your confidence and your authority. So it's crucial that you begin to recognize if that's the case and start to combat some of these internal barriers to help you to effectively lead and influence others. And we talked about imposter syndrome in episode 2, which happened a while back. And we also talked about imposter syndrome in episode 64. So if you want to go back and listen to those podcast episodes about imposter syndrome, I'm sure you'll get a lot of pearls there as well as how to combat those internal barriers. The third challenge that's often a struggle is visibility and recognition. So women leaders often have to work harder to be seen and heard, so that establishing your authority requires consistent effort, right? To demonstrate your expertise and your leadership capabilities. And sometimes that can become tiring. And I see this a lot, especially from women, especially from people of color. Instead of really showcasing your talents, they downplay their expertise because they feel that demonstrating their expertise may come off as bragging or thinking that they're better than everyone else. But there's a way to be visible and authentic and confident and demonstrate your expertise. So let's get into some strategies to build your influence because we've already identified that the skill of influence is important. We've already identified why it's important. We've identified the challenges to building influence. So what are some strategies to actually help to build this skill? The first strategy I want to share with you is start to develop your expertise, right? So continuously expand your knowledge and your skills, not to prove something or not because maybe that you're lacking, but the more that you expand your knowledge and skills, it actually builds your confidence. And then you begin to earn respect from your peers and your team members. And then you can move past, this downplaying of your expertise because you have built up this reservoir of knowledge and skills that's going to help you to remain confident and be confident when you're in front of others. The second strategy to build your influence is to learn how to communicate effectively. So clear communication and persuasive communication is the key to influencing others. Being able to articulate your vision and your ideas in a compelling manner really helps to showcase your expertise and also helps you to influence. So begin to learn how to use storytelling and how to use real life examples to make your message impactful and also relatable. When I'm talking to my coaching clients around this topic of communication, a lot of times what comes up is that they feel like they're not being heard in meetings or people may not be paying attention or that they may seem that they get the feeling that there's some disconnect, that's going on. And a lot of times it's because of the manner in which you're communicating. Sometimes less is more. So again, using storytelling, using pictures, using graphs, using things of that nature can make your message more relatable and impactful. Effective communication also involves active listening, and this is going to help you to understand the perspective of others and also to be able to address their concerns, which in turn is going to build your influence. The third strategy to build your influence is to build relationships. So invest time in building strong, genuine relationships because influence is easier to exert when there is mutual trust and respect. It's really difficult to insert influence or try to bring people into your vision or have them change when there's no relationship. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you're about. They haven't, had the ability to trust you yet. So building relationships is really important. The fourth strategy to build influence is to lead by example. Show people who you are. Demonstrate the behaviors and the attitudes that you wish to see in others. It's really important for you to, walk the walk and talk the talk, right? So if it's important for your team to be accountable, if that's an important thing to you, if that's something that you value, then hold yourself accountable for your actions. If it's important for your team to come to work with a positive, engaging attitude, then by all means, show up that way. So leading by example really reinforces your authority as well as your ability to influence. And then the last strategy that I'll share to build your influence is to spend time learning the day-to-day of your team. So if you are leading a team, whether that's in your practice or in an organization, really understand the daily struggles and the concerns of your team. This is so crucial. By spending time with them, you show them that you are committed to easing their challenges and that you're concerned and that you want to help. This not only builds trust, but it also provides you with valuable insights into how to better support and lead them and make it easier for them at the end of the day to do their jobs. So I hope this information was helpful. Thank you for joining us today. And remember that influence really isn't about control. It's about inspiring and guiding others towards a shared vision. As women physician leaders, our ability to influence can positively drive meaningful change in our lives. It can drive meaningful change in healthcare. It can inspire others to adopt change, and it can also help to manage conflict. So if you found this episode helpful, please share it with your network, share it with your colleagues, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast for more leadership insights and strategies. And until next time, keep leading with purpose and influence. Are you having difficulty landing your next best leadership role? Instead of remaining on the hamster wheel of decision making, where you are missing the opportunity to explore what is available to you, here's what you can do instead. You can take the time to reconnect with your purpose. You can look at your current skill level and see what strengths you possess. You can also begin to look within your current organization and see how you can leverage your experience, relationships, and skills to solve a problem. Wouldn't it be great to have a role that you designed that fits you and aligns with your passion? Are you ready to hop off the hamster wheel? It's time for you to stand out as the true leader that you are. I specialize in helping physicians and healthcare professionals discover their purpose, get clear on their career goals, and prepare for their next best leadership role. This is why I am offering for a limited time my career reinvention audit session designed to provide you with a 30-day roadmap for reinventing your career and thriving as a leader. Just go to the link in the show notes to sign up today.
If you enjoyed podcasts like this, you should check out our other shows on Health Podcast Network. For example, Medicine in America, hosted by Anthony Manson and Todd Harrington, shares the stories of physicians, other healthcare professionals, and industry leaders who are changing the way we deliver care. There's an episode that you should check out called Primary Care Reimagined with Subscription-Based Preventative Care Model. It's an inspiring call for a paradigm shift in primary care. All of their episodes highlight innovative ideas at the forefront of the movement to transform our healthcare system. Check out Medicine in America on your favorite podcast platform or visit healthpodcastnetwork.com.